Well, hello, welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and today we're on 52 weeks of journal making. So last week's page was this garden double pocket with our butterfly, and today I'm going to carry on the garden theme as we've just leaped into September and pretend it's still sort of August summertime, although we've not had much summer weather here. And I'm going to do some paper flowers. Now, these flowers have been inspired by a number of people. First and foremost, they are fresh in my mind because Suzie over at Sophie's Notes has given us paper flowers as this month's Build a Journal project. I've also got some inspiration from Tinson with regard to the book page torn flowers, and these, not those ones, these are die cuts, these ones, but these ones here which are punched, obviously I have the punch, which is handy, and I do have it in 2 sizes. But I did see that Tina over at Shabbydabbydoodah a long time ago now, so you'd have to go back through her videos, she was using the shaped scissors to just nibble out the ends, just to give the petals a little bit of a more realistic sort of shape, which, yeah, is quite a nice idea. So I will be trying some of Tina's idea there as well. Might be easier to see on the white side. You've now got, you know, a little bit more than this original. No, it's not that one, is it? I need to find it. This original round one. Okay, so lots of bits and pieces going on there. I'm just going to grab some buttons, because I forgot that I was going to need buttons for this. I might also use some bling and the like. So let's just grab, there we go, standard black and white buttons, I think. Maybe a couple of little coloured ones as well. Just in case. There we go. That'll keep us going, won't it? I've got my needle and thread behind me, so that's all brilliant. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build up flowers. I've got some inks here, so let's start with the book page torn ones from Carol, because I think these are going to be a lot more generic for anyone that doesn't have punches or die cuts. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is get some ink, because we want these to have obviously a vintage feel about them. I'm taking a large one and I'm just going to ink around the edge and get some interesting age to it. So I trust everybody is happy and well, everything's okay with you guys. See, and then I want one that's a different shape and a slightly different size. And then I'm just gonna pop him on there like that, and then I want a little tiny one like that for the centre. You know what I'm like with odd numbers, so I'm going to be doing 3 layers. I have checked that there's no dangerous words on here. These are also very interesting if you whoops, this collapsed an entire pile behind me. These are also very interesting if you, what's the word I'm looking for? Use different book pages, whereas I've used 3 pages from the same book there. If you use different book pages, then obviously they look even more different. So we're going to put a little yellow button on that one. So all I'm going to do is put a hole, go through. It's just very simple basic sewing this. So just through, grab a towel because obviously I don't want to lose it, go through from the front, obviously not all the way, but just so you can see where you need to put your needle through. Okay, oops, for some reason I didn't catch the button. See, I'm so cack-handed when I sew, it's ridiculous. I'm sure you can all do a far better job of this than I'm currently doing. There we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to go through a couple of times just to make sure that's nice and secure. I do apologise that there is a lot of noise coming from the street. Unless I film at midnight, it's just a cross we have to bear, I'm afraid. Okay, so been through a few times. I'm now going to create a knot by taking the string around the tail. There's one, and then I'm just going to do another one like so. That's a nice tight button, and then oh, those scissors won't work, will they? And then I'm just going to trim that tail, and then just screw him up a little bit, just get him a little bit more sort of vintagey. And there we've got our first little flower. Okay, now I suppose before I go any further I should really show you how I made these. You can obviously go over and have a look at Carol Tinson's YouTube channel and you will find how she does it. And I have seen loads of people do these flowers. I know they're nothing new, but I've got to be honest and say of all the people I've seen do them, I think Carol makes it look and actually shows you an easy format to do it with. So we're taking all of the white edge off. Now I did try doing this with my tear ruler, and Carol is 100% correct when she says if you do it that way it's too uniform. So I've torn it down. I'm now going to tear my page roughly in half. Okay, I am then going to do a little nick just so I know, so that I can get 4 out of this. So they're more rectangles than squares, and then if you just take off the pointy corners like so, you get a very rough circle, and that is what I used for mine. So just tear off the circle, tear off the corner to give you much more of a random circle shape. Look, just like that. Okay, really simple. Means you don't need any specialist papers or tools. And I mean, I went round that one in brown, in the vintage, the walnut stone. But what if we did one in this lovely green? Yeah, so some green there, and then totally different size and shape. That one's very long and thin, isn't it? About that one. That one's quite a nice round one. And remember, we're back to square one. It's only book pages and ink. You can't really go wrong. And then I'm going to have this one on top. So of course you can change the look and feel of them by, you know, the ink colours that you put around the edges. Don't want to, you don't even have to put ink on at all. So I've got my 3 layers again. Get my needle. See if we can make a slightly better job of sewing this than we did last time. I've got a green button here, like so. Okay, so put my button in the middle, straight through, grab a tail because we don't want to lose that. Back up and down. And back. Oh, see, twisted it again. Back up again. Okay, once more, just to make sure it's nice and secure. There we go. And then our knot to the front. So we just wrap this round the tail and come back through, and that obviously creates our knot. Okay, I'm gonna have to re-thread this one. Re-thread my needle in a minute, and then just snip off our tails like, whoops, like so. And then we've got another little flower. Okay, so that's the paper ones. I've just got 2 of them, and now I'm going to have a look at these ones. Now this is a 3 size die, so let's pull off these ones. So they obviously go on there, and then there is a little tiny one. What have I done with it? There, there's a little tiny one there. Okay, so again, I think I'll go with the green on this, and I'm just gonna ink all around the edges, blending into the actual shape a little bit. Okay, if you haven't got a die like this, these are actually very easy to cut. You can just take squares and fold it and fold it and fold it into triangles, and then do like a sort of love heart shape, and you will find that you end up with this type of flower. Okay, lots of videos on flower making. Okay, and then this one. Like so. And of course you can even not sew them if you don't want to. You can glue them. So a little bit of glue in the middle, pop him down, and then a little bit of glue and pop him down, and then we can find a little tiny black button, and we can pop our black button in the middle there, and then when that's had a chance to dry, you can bend up your flowers again, and you've got another little one there. So we'll leave that to dry. Okay, now these ones, these come from a Tim Holtz set. So you've got this spiky one, and then you've got this big one. Now I think these look better when you lay them on different fabric, you know, different papers. So look, if we did that, and then maybe we did that one, I think that looks like a really nice flower. So that's why when I do these die cuts, I tend to cut out several, because I think it just looks better when you mix the papers up. You don't obviously have to if you don't want to. That's just what I'm doing. Just adding a bit of further interest by inking them up. And like this one got torn off, but that really doesn't matter, because how many times, you know, in nature do you see a damaged petal or something? So it really doesn't matter. So then I'm just going to put some ink in the middle so that all of the petals are loose. It's just stuck from the middle. And then this patterned one I'm going to put on the top. And again, I'm just going to glue the middle so that we've got a bit of loose going on there. Okay, like that. And I'm going to take another green button. No, don't like the green. What about a white one? Because there is some white flower in there. Let's try and find a nice little white one to go in the middle, like that. Sometimes I thread my buttons, sometimes I don't. I think a mix of both is quite nice. So let's, whoops, I knocked all that stuff down there, haven't I? Let's just move them. There you go. Okay, let's put that one up there. Let's have a look, what else have we got here? So this is a pretty piece of paper, and we got some book page, and I'm just literally multi-layering these up. Now unfortunately that's not going to work because they are the same type of size. So what if we have another one of these scraggly ones, and we pop him on there, got pretty paper at the back, and then we could maybe have, look, one of these little ones on there. So again, different papers, different interest. Sometimes I like it to be more natural and use exactly the same paper for all three layers. Really does depend on, you know, what you want. So that one, make sure it's up the right way because it has got writing on it. And turn it over, just gluing in the middle. popping him in there so that all these pieces are loose, and then just a little bit of ink around this one. So look at that, we've made 5 already. It's very sort of quick and therapeutic process, to be honest with you. And also, I mean, if you have things like bling, you could just put a single bling in the middle, or if you've got things like brads or split pins, depending on what you want to call them. So a little bit of glue on there. I'm just going to put that, because at the end of the day these are obviously fake flowers. If we were trying to create real flowers, we would be looking at things like fabric rather than paper. So I think it's got a bit of bling in, doesn't matter. See if I can grab some brads and we could have a look at what it would look like with a brad in. You can hear me crashing around, but you can't see me. It's because I'm on the shelf behind me. Here we go. Let's have a look in my jar. See, I've got some multicoloured brads there, so we might get some joy out of that. Okay, let's see. So we've got this spiky edge one. Stick the lid on the glue. And when I've done this out of a 6x6 pad, you can see it's got the bits of picture on it. Well, I quite like that because I think it adds to the whole make, do and mend vintage type use up what you've got feel. So that, I like that. Okay, so we got that one, which is normally supposed to be with that one, but I'm going to see, can we, are we covering up too much of it if we do this? I think we are. I think we need, if we're going to do that, we need a smaller one. So what about that size, or is that too small? And also, of course, we've got this one. Don't like the stark black and white. I like the shape. So what else did I do that in? Oh, I did it in that one. Look. Ta-da! So we'll go for these 3 now. Now, of course, you could go 5 layer if you wanted to. Could have a look at that as well, can't they? So if we glue this one, because we know that's going on there, so we glue that one on like that. What about a round one? Don't like the round one, but the Tim Holtz round ones have actually got holes in them. That might be better. So what about that and that? No, I don't like it. Didn't like it. So I'm just going to put my glue on my star type one, and I'm just going to pop that on there. Okay, let that glue for a little minute while I grab a hole punch, and if I put a hole right in the middle there, just helps with my brad going in. And I know that I've got a little green one here, so we can poke that she says. try a slightly bigger hole because that's got a quite wide oh, I can't get that one through. This one's got a longer opening, so we're going to have to go with this one. Let's make it a little bit bigger because these are quite wide. There we go. Put him on there, open him out, and then we've got another one, and the centre is a brad. So obviously you can do all sorts of centres. Maybe well, that's nice, isn't it? That one on there. Maybe little pearl, if you've got little pearls, or you know, the flat back pearls, something like that might work very nicely. That's only 4, so I'm going to have a little bit of a problem with that. You know what I'm like. Let's try. We go slightly bigger and then smaller. No, see, I don't like it. I don't like more than 3. More than 3 doesn't really work for me. But I think I'm going to take that back green off, and I'm going to use some book page so that we've got the 3 different papers. I think that adds to it. Right, so we've made quite a few now. I'm going to look at putting them onto our page and deciding on our layout. I'll just get this one done. And we'll see if we can't create like a cluster bouquet across the corner of our page. So that one will go in the centre like that, and then this one's just going to get a little bit of inking up, and it's going to go just glue in the middle again, and that's going to go on the centre. And we'll put another brad in there, maybe one of the pink ones this time. One of the pink ones. Put them. Whoops. That's not what I meant to do, was it? I don't know if you can hear that snoring. That's actually Bo snoring on the sofa next to me. It really is a dog's life, isn't it? There you go. There's another one. So I'm going to cover up my inks so they don't dry out. I'm going to bring in the signature that I'm working on, and I think I'm going to use this lovely pink page and leave that one blank for journaling. So I'm going to sort of, don't want it too far off the page because they're only paper. They will get damaged. So I put 3 of the large greeny ones around the outside, maybe that one there, and then maybe a paper one there. Yeah, so I'm just going to give our paper one a bit of life, like so. Move this up to make sure you can see. And I'm going to start with this one. So, because I want it semi three-dimensional, I'm gluing half of that leaf or petal, all of that one, and then just half of that one again, like so. Okay. And I'm going to put that like so. Okay. Like that. And then I'm going to put this big one sort of underneath, but on top there. And then I'm going to join that one there, I think. So this one I'm going to glue 3 whole leaves and or petals and half of the 4th one, slide it in, get it in place, and then just obviously, you know, pick up your petals, get it a little bit three-dimensional. It will obviously flatten as your book or your signature is up and down. Just going to put a little bit more behind that one. That's it, like so. And then this one I'm going to come over the top like that, and you can see we've got the same colour range running through them. Okay. If you're worried about the brad catching on your page, then you can put a little bit of washi or masking tape over it just before you glue it down. Okay, and I'm going to put this one just sort of under this one and on there. No, we had this one first, didn't we? So let's get that one again sort of entwined in it like so. Okay, put a little bit of glue on all of this one and then get it under those 2 leaves like so. Again, you can lift bits up, get your three-dimensional going, and then I might just tuck this one under there. Okay, so again, that's another reason why it pays to have them three-dimensional, because then you can feed in through the various layers and just stick your other flowers down. Okay, and this one is spinning, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue under there and then a little bit of glue under there just to hold that, because as much as I like movement, I want the movement that I want, not wrong movement, if that makes sense. So there you go, we have now got this beautiful, whoops, paper flower corner to our page. They were very simple and quick to make, because the whole thing has only taken about 25 minutes. So have fun with your paper. If you haven't got the dies, don't worry about it. Just obviously tear them up and away you go. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Happy crafting. I'll be back to see you soon. Bye for now.